The following is a presentation of The Day.
The tumblers, the bases, the flyers. These are the cheerleaders. The precision, the energy, the athleticism. Day after day they work. The long hours, the bumps and the bruises. All winter they have supported their teams and their schools, but now it is their chance, their day to compete. Last year we witnessed an upstart New London team and a Montville dynasty. Who will be crowned champion this year? It's a Saturday showdown as the ECC Cheerleading Championships take center stage, and we have all the action on game day, live on theday.com. Let's get ready to tumble. It's the ECC Cheerleading Championships live from Waterford High School, and you will have all the action on game day. Casey O'Neill along with Melissa DuPont, thank you for joining us again this year. And the sports doctors down roaming Matt's side as we are going to bring you the 2019 Cheerleading Championships. And one of our favorite events on game day after last year, the energy, the excitement, the crowd filing in, and we are ready for what should be another competitive year.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this year, to see what the teams bring. They've been working really, really hard all season, and they're going to bring it all here today.
So a couple of things to make note of. First off, let's talk a little bit about the judging panel, the number of the judges, and the change from what's the typical judging panel.
Yeah, so what's going to be a little bit different here today is usually we have 8 judges, so 2 for each category. And just because there's been so many competitions and there's so many competitions in the state this year and we don't have enough judges to go around, we're only doing 1 panel of judges. So the categories are still the same. You can see them right there. We have the jumps and dance, partner stunts and motion, your tumbling category, and your pyramid. But it'll only be out of a possible 100 points this year as opposed to 200s last year. So if you're comparing scores from last year to this year, they won't be the same because they're only out of 100 this year. We do have 2 judges for tumbling, but it'll still only be out of 25, and that's only because tumbling is such a dynamic category with the running and the standing that you just need 2 eyes on deck for that.
Now we do have your judge that is there for the infractions, which we call the.
Yep.
And what's the title of that?
So we have a deduction judge.
Deduction judge.
Yep. So what their job is to do is really just to mark any bobbles, falls, anything like that. That's their job. They're solely looking for errors throughout the routine. And then you have a safety judge. So it's Sherry in the back corner. You'll see. And her job is to look for actual safety violations. So this competition follows the National Federation High School Rulebook. And so what her job is to do is to look for any infractions from those rules. And so what she'll do is mark them for that. And then the deduction judge and the safety judge, those marks at the end will be deducted from the total overall score.
And so really at the end of the day, you're talking about a very slim margin of error between the teams.
Yeah, definitely. If it wasn't slim before, it's going to be even slimmer today because you only have it out of 100 points. So we'll see some really close scores, I think, today. The other thing to note is the CAS CIAC just changed the score sheets. So the score sheets are completely different than they were last year as well. So new expectations and new parameters.
First up on the mat, the Wheeler High School Lions, Coach Caitlin Noonan, Sherry Tardif, and Catherine Kimball. And the Lion girls are out there, and we'll be checking in throughout the course of the day with our own Wheeler High School grad, the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, but I know he wants to watch the Wheeler girls. Tough place is first tough?
Yes, we've mentioned this before. Opening a competition and setting the bar is always tough. But the Wheeler team is very excited. In fact, the coaches told me today during warm-ups they're very proud.
Now, remind our folks at home how in the early going we see the cheer portion of it before the music starts and we move into the dance portion, the 2 different parts of the routine. So they're opening here with the precision cheer. We don't hear any of the music yet, the tumbling.
So it'll depend. So choreographer's choice. So it depends on the routine. So today during warm-ups and some of the teams I've seen over the season will put their cheer in the middle. and some will open with a cheer like Wheeler just did. So some of the things that this team is really proud of this year is that they feel like this routine is very visual. They love their dance, and they're really focusing on just the fact that this team is young, but they're very close. So I think many of these team members have never even competed before. In fact, half of the team has never competed. So there's only 14 on the mat today, 7, which this is their first competition ever, and also opening a competition itself. So lots of jitters. So we're going into the pyramid.
Yeah, I love it's my favorite part of the competition. I love to see the flyers. I love to see the top of the pyramid.
Yep, so that's a nice inversion. And again, like I mentioned before, something that they're so proud of is just how visual they feel this routine is this season. Another thing to note is that Wheeler is actually the smallest school in the ECC, so many of these athletes not only are cheerleaders, but they're also playing sports in the fall and spring as well. So very multi-talented athletes here.
Yes, we joke with our own sports doctor all the time about Wheeler being the smallest school in the ECC, but you're right. It does change the dynamic. Instead of a dedicated cheerleading team, sometimes you're sharing these cheerleaders with sports throughout the year.
Exactly. So this is their dance.
Oh, that's a good visual right there.
Yes.
Good energy. Love
Yep,
the
their
smiles.
energy is great. You can tell they really love this routine. And great job, Wheeler.
And the best part about it is in the background, you see all the other cheerleaders. And I think more than almost any sport, other cheerleaders really love cheering on. I guess it's because you're a cheerleader, but cheerleaders cheering on other squads.
Yes, it's definitely one of my favorite things, and I love to see that sportsmanship, and I love it when they cheer on other things, especially, you know, if there's a little bobble, you can see them being like, stick it, hit it. So I love it. It's great to see.
So there's Wheeler, and they represent Division III. There will be Division I champions, Division II champions, and Division III champions. And as is the case after the routines, the sports doctor will be efforting 2 of the girls for their interview. He's going to have to wrangle them because I don't know that they're in the moment really thinking about being interviewed.
Yeah, I think they're so excited.
We should make mention that the Division I championship is wide open this year.
Yes.
And we'll get into that in a moment. But the sports doctor has our first group of Wheeler cheerleaders. Should be Gracie Anderson and Valerie Knowles. Sports doctor.
All right, Casey, boy, Wheeler High School today opened the show with a bang out there. Valerie Knowles and Gracie Anderson. You guys brought a lot of sass and style out there. Where'd you guys get that from?
It just runs through the school. We don't have a gym this year, so we were tight on practicing space. We really pulled through and we really had that routine down. We practiced all this week. Actually, last competition and this competition, we've had one of our flyers who's a base. She's never flown before except for at competitions. She's a base usually, but we've had injuries. She's had to fly. She's done a great job. We're just like, our winter sports schedule, so messed up. It's like so messed up, but we have a new school. Just hit that routine.
I love it. You guys are working through it. Is there any pressure out there going first to start the show?
Not really. I mean, we like going first because it gets rid of all the anxiety really early on, and I think that really helped us out there.
All right, great job, girls. Casey, Wheeler High School, well represented here today.
Thank you, sports doctor. A lot to be proud of for the Wheelers. I know you're a proud alumni. Next up on the mat, the Killingly Redmen. Coach Audrey Jones has her roster ready to go. Killingly representing Division II. And so Division II is a stacked division this year because not only do you have the returning champions, the Waterford Lancers, but last year's Division I champions, the New London Whalers, are dropped into Division II, so you have 2 defending champions.
Yeah, it definitely. Division II is definitely going to be the teams to watch right now. During their warm-ups today, I was watching Killingly, and they really have a nice, strong opening. They're going to do a switch up to heel stretch. So I'm excited to see that and see how they do once they're actually performing in front of the crowd and in front of the judges. So I'm really excited to see that.
Last year, we had the upstart New London High School Whaler team, the crowd favorite with their energy and tumbling. They took Division I, Waterford Division II, and then the Montville Dynasty just kept rolling on in Division III. They were the champions last year. So a lot of teams coming back with a lot of confidence. You mentioned that Waterford really in a good place right now. They won an invitational last weekend.
Yeah, I just saw them last weekend where they won an invitational, and their routine is quite strong.
All right, let's see what Coach Jones and the Killingley Redmen can dial up here, representing Division II, our second team performance of the day.
Okay, up next is Killingley High School. On deck is Woodstock Academy, and in the wings is Plainfield High School. So, right now, Killingley High School, I'd like you to take the mat.
Is there a minimum number that you have to field a cheerleading squad for a competition?
No, there's not a minimum.
So you can have as many or as few to field out as long as you can meet all of the requirements of the
There's
of
a
the
maximum of 20.
routine? Of 20, okay. So we can't just throw 40 people out.
No, there's a max of 20.
So they're going to go right into a dance. I like that. Blow us a kiss. I appreciate that. Thank you, girls.
So right here is where I told you they had a nice, strong heel stretches. There we go. And this is one thing that they're really proud of. They really tried to push themselves this season and try to add some elite stunts in.
Oh, very nice. Good precision on that. Oh, a little quadruple jump. I like that.
So right there you see that they've incorporated some visuals, bumped up their stunts, trying to get that elite score. So with these score sheets this year, you're really trying to hit that max level, and that's by adding inversions, single bases, single leg stunts, and I'll try to point some of that stuff out to you today.
A little bit more, I guess we'll call it, of an athletic and aerial routine than what we saw from Wheeler. Each team playing to its strengths, and clearly they like their tumblers and their flyers.
Yes. So nice pyramid from Killingley over here.
Oh, very athletic, nice and high. A little crowd surfing.
Hey, way to stick it.
And you see there the sort of the danger, in cheerleading. It's, that's a lot of trust you have to have in the people below you. That's where that teamwork of years and, of months and months of practice comes into play.
Yeah, and every member on the team is crucial to a routine. You can't afford to lose someone, or you have to rework the entire thing. And great job, Killingley.
Well done, Killingley. And that's, we heard just a moment ago from Wheeler. You don't even think about things like not having a gym.
Right.
For years, New London High School practiced in the in the hallway outside of the gym. So cheerleaders, having space and injuries crop up. Killingley right there. Very nice routine. A lot of aerial, a lot of tumbling, and the sports doctor is going to have Alyssa Blade and Becca Walker going to come over. And Luke DeSonia in the crowd representing Killingley. Sports doctor is going to have some happy Redmond cheerleaders.
All right, Casey. I tell you what, in sync, high flying, and a lot of smiles out there from these two ladies. Boy, how do you guys get that timing down so good?
Takes a lot of practice, but I think we did pretty good today.
A lot of practice and a lot of teamwork, too. The trust out there when you're high up in the air and the bases and everything. Talk about how tight this team is.
We're very tight. We love to. We're a family, and it's just, we work really hard every single day for this.
Yeah, great job, girls, and a lot of smiles out there for Killingley. Casey?
Thank you, sports doctor. This is just a fun event all day long. The energy, the excitement, it translates and it stays in the crowd. NFA's getting ready to get out on the mat. They'll be in our Division I bracket. And speaking of Division I, the next up on the mat will be the Woodstock Academy Centaurs, and they are our first of the Division I teams that will be going up there. Tell me your thoughts on what you saw from Killingley.
Yeah, so I actually watched them last week as well at the same invitational. So it's fun to watch them again on the warm-ups, and I can see that they've worked really hard this week. I made a few changes. Something to note is that this team is actually besides only being a team of 9, they only have one senior on the team, so they're quite young. And this is actually the first time they're back up at D1. They were D2 last year. So New London and Waterford, New London and Woodstock kind of did that flip. So this is their first time up as D1. So they're going against that wide open playing field for D1.
So a young squad, a small squad,
Yep.
and bumping up into Division 1. That's a lot to go on.
That is a lot.
But at the same time, like you just said, a wide open
It is.
Division 1. So anybody, once you get out on the mat, and with only 4 teams in Division 1, I mean, it's really anybody's game.
It's anybody's game, and it depends how well today goes. So if they can hit like a strong, clean routine, hit in the spots where they need to max out those scores by the judges, they could do quite well. I really liked their dance. They have a lot of nice sass, and just like you can tell overall that they love this routine.
Well, one of the things that I love most about today, and we saw it last year, is the team that sort of emerges to be the darling of with the crowd.
Right.
You know, there's always a team, and sometimes it's because they're small or because they're particularly athletic. And last year, it was New London with an energy that was just above and beyond what we experienced from other teams. And that energy kind of won the crowd over. Of course, they had great tumbling, they had great aerials, but it really was a noticeable uptick. When they got on, it was like, wow, can't take your eyes off of them. Who's it going to be this year? That's the part that I love about this competition.
I'm excited to see who it's going to be. So for me, as far as energy, on the warm-up mats, I really noticed a good energy from NFA. So I'm excited to see how the crowd responds to their music as well as their routine as far as energy is concerned.
And I noticed, we saw the young lady dancing in the crowd for NFA. Like that tells me you're in it. You know, they're excited. They're waiting to go on. This Griswold cheerleader hasn't missed. Yep. Now Dev Ostrowski, who we're seeing up there with Luke Leonard in the stands. Dev Ostrowski, J.J. Brennan, and Luke Leonard. That's a 3-on-3 basketball team that I would not want to mess with. Dev, of course, with the foot injury. But that trio right there, we should try to get them out and see if they can hang with some of the athleticism of the cheerleaders.
Right. Yeah,
I don't think they can.
I don't think they could. I dare them to try that.
I love looking in the crowd because like Griswold is going 10th today.
Yeah.
And there have been 2 cheerleaders for Griswold that haven't stopped dancing since the music's not like they're going to be exhausted by the time to get out there. But I love just the energy. Today is just a big sass fest.
It is.
It's like just have a good time today.
Yeah, well, don't let that fool you. There's a lot of nerves in those stands too as well. Those kids are just trying to dance those nerves away.
That's what I do when I get nervous too. I dance the nerves. Look at I'm just going to let this speak for itself.
No, this is fantastic. So there's that energy I was telling you about.
And teamwork. And now Griswold's going to try to get a little bit involved. Right now we're going to have a little dance-off, competitive dance-off between NFA and Griswold.
So with it being only the one panel of judges, these judges have a lot of comments and a lot of things that they need to do. So what you will notice today, Casey, that you might not have noticed last year is that we might have a longer lag in between. So these athletes are going to be waiting at the corner of the mat to start just a little bit longer this year. And it's really just because these judges are trying to give them all the information that they can and score them the best of their ability.
Here is the Woodstock Academy Centaurs, Coach Dana Huber and Ariel Roy, and here they come.
So this is slightly different than what you saw from the other 2 teams where they're opening with tumbling and stunting as opposed to that cheer. So like I said, there is no hard and fast rule. It's just choreographer's choice.
And can't go wrong with a little Ariana Grande to start your routine.
Right.
So that's going to be a popular choice today.
And in talking to the team after warm-ups, their goal is just to really hit all stunts and try to place in the top 3 at ECCs. And of course, like we mentioned before, they're new to D1.
Yeah, it's a step up, but like you said, they're young, they're small. This is a great opportunity to sort of cement yourselves get yourselves in the foot of Division I and,
Exactly.
you know, bright things ahead. Good precision on the jumps.
Yep.
Solo tumble, putting outside. I like
Yeah,
that.
so now we're going into our running, tumbling, and a basket toss. Nice toe touch toss in the background over there. Okay, and then if I recall, they're going to go into their pyramid. Nice little wave to the crowd there. Inversion. And this is a cute little sequence that they added. Little partner stunt there. Just some fun flair for the pyramid.
Oh, I like that. I like some of the creativity and the visuals that we see.
Yeah, especially when it's 9. So the pyramids become even a little bit more complex to try to add a level. Nice toss there.
Great height.
Of complexity when there's 9. And you still have to remember that there's safety rules too to follow as well. So they're going to close it out here with a nice dance. A couple of fun partner moves.
I love the little sequences designed to tease the judges a little bit, give the judges a little bit of flavor.
Yeah.
I love when they make the eye contact with the judges and almost perform straight at them. It's one of the fun parts. We're going to have a couple of happy Centaurs. Morgan Mowry and Sarah Tuttle are going to be down with our sports doctor.
All right, Casey, a lot of smiles out there, especially at the end of the routine. Boy, you guys finished real strong out there. Your coach was urging you, smile, smile, smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ended it very well. How did you like that competition?
Really good. We definitely did better than last week, and that's all we could ask for.
Yeah, feels good. A lot of precision out there in the tumbling as well. Is that the toughest part of the whole routine, the tumbling?
No, that's the easy part for me at least.
You guys are very happy. I'm sure you guys are very pleased with the performance.
Yeah, it was a lot better than last week, so I'll take it.
Hey, great job. Big improvements, Casey, for Woodstock this week. Couple of happy girls here.
Yep, they're young. They're young and they're tiny in number, so improvements, baby steps, week by week, get better each week. Set yourself up for next year. So what did you see out of that Woodstock routine that appealed to you that you might appeal to the judges?
Yeah, so in that Woodstock routine, some of the things that appealed to me is I really liked the what they added to the pyramid. So it looks like, you know, with 9, they tried to add a little bit of the flair. They added the inversions to try to help bump up their score and add a little more complexity. So what you need to do is add more sequencing into your pyramid, add some more flow. So I liked that. I also thought they had a really nice, strong toe touch basket toss, which was nice to see during their tumble pass sequences. And it looks like they had a good, strong amount of tumbling, which will only grow, and their tumbling will only improve and become more synchronized as they get older and grow as a team, which is great to see.
Well, it was definitely a high-energy performance. We enjoy, like we said, the little facial expressions, and when they're having joy, the rest of the crowd has, you know, like that. This is what they need to bring on the mat with them, where it's just, you know, just not kind of thinking, not in your head, just enjoying yourself.
Exactly.
I'm looking forward to seeing Griswold's routine, as I'm sure you are.
Yeah, I got a little snippet of it last week. I was lucky enough to be at an invitational to see a few of these teams compete last week. So it's neat to see what they've taken out, what they've put in, and what they've worked on this week. And I know that some of them have had some injuries as well that they're trying to nurture and make some changes too.
Our next group up on the mats is going to be the Plainfield Panthers, little Panther pride coming from the northeast corner of the state. And they are, in many people's opinions, one of the strong teams. Of course, Montville, a perennial Division III champion. But this is a team that we should be looking for as far as they've got a little something going on right now.
Yeah, I think so. One thing to note is that they actually did come in second place last year at ECC's, biting at the ankles of Montville a little bit. And so the other thing, again, just like the other teams that we've seen mostly today, which is quite interesting to see, this is mostly underclassmen. So what they've really done is really focused on fundamentals this year. So you're going to see some strong voices, emotions from them. They really want to just focus on having a clean routine, making sure it's strong in their fundamentals, which is nice to see.
A couple of future Viking cheerleaders in the crowd right now. And I think
yes.
we're going to see them in 2025 at the ECC Championships.
Yeah.
But I think there is a big difference between when you're new to a competition and when it's your third year in a competition. And so you start getting these senior-laden teams, and they've been doing it, like you said, last year, where they took that next step towards being right behind a Montville. So now the next step is see if you can overcome that. So let's see what we get from Plainfield High School. Panther Pride, and of course Danielle LaRue, the coach, assisted by Missy Kelly, and the LaRue name a staple in Plainfield cheerleading. Ashley LaRue is one of the stars of this Plainfield team, and I can tell you already, I love the uniforms. I am seeing glitter and sparkles, and I am like a fish. I am like a fish with a piece of, I'm like lured in right now.
Also, something to note is their new uniforms this year are actually shorts. So some teams this year are wearing shorts instead of skirts. So just changing. Cheerleading is ever changing. So there's that voice emotion.
All right, let's see what we got.
So they're really proud of that cheer, and they really felt that that cheer is setting the intention of this routine. Some nice sequence jumps.
Oh, good visual right there.
Aerials. So we're going to go into partner stunts. So arabesque pull down.
All right, I see this.
So there's
Beautiful
your
air.
kick falls. So they had 2 of them. That was very nice. And that's adding to that difficulty level for partner stunts is where tosses actually belong in the category for judging. Okay, we're going to go into their pyramid. Way to stick that. That looks good.
I know that there's been some missteps in the routine, but it's clear that they put an emphasis on degree of difficulty in some of the things they're trying to do.
They have. They really have.
Not playing it safe in this routine. They're trying to go for the big moves. Like you said, some of them are some missteps, but give them credit for a very challenging routine.
Yes, they definitely challenged themselves this year with their routine. And that's where that deduction judge will come into play. So the partner stunts and the pyramids, the judge will focus on that, but any kind of bobbles and things is where your deduction judge will come in, and that's what can easily change the place. Great job, Panthers.
Your Plainfield Panthers, Panther Pride, and we're going to have Grace Fisher and Ashley LaRue coming over in a moment to talk with the sports doctor, but they're very happy. They're getting a little debrief from their coach right now, and then they're going to go over and they're going to talk to the sports doctor.
Yeah,
Love the smiles.
Give them a second to catch their breath after that routine.
All right, Casey, Grace, and Ashley here. And boy, right from the get-go, you girls brought a lot of energy. You had my attention. Was that the intent, to come out and just capture the audience?
Yes, we've been like hyping up our team this whole time. All we wanted to do was put all of our energy out on that mat, so.
Yeah, and it paid off, too. That was not an easy routine. It was very challenging and very difficult. A couple bumps along the way, but you guys worked through it.
Yeah,
I think getting up and getting back started when something falls is one of the most important things a team can have. Just getting back out there no matter what.
And how important is it to see your coaches on the side cheering you guys on?
So important. They love us more than anything.
Well, listen, you guys brought the energy. Be proud of yourselves. Casey, Plainfield representing.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. We'll be seeing the Ledyard Colonels up next, but let's talk a little bit more about that Plainfield routine and what it is that you think the judges saw, and what is it, as you as a judge, what did you see stand out for you from them?
Yeah, so some of the things that stood out for me is just some of those things that they have been focusing on. They had nice, good voices. They had good motions. Their formation and spacing was really good, which is easy points to help bump up that score. Sometimes it gets a little bit lost when you're so focused on partner stunts. They added the variety, so they tried to add that level of difficulty in their routine, and by having all of their athletes perform it. So they had 2 partner stunts. They're going to be able to try to max out that difficulty score, because this year it's not just adding the difficulty, it's making sure to max out the number of participants performing that difficulty.
And that's something that ensures that, so that you can, while you can emphasize a star that you might have, it's really a team sport.
Exactly.
You've got to have everybody
Exactly.
contributing. So now we see one of the bigger squads coming onto the floor, representing Division II, the Ledyard High School Colonels. Lori Doherty is the coach, but a much bigger squad, the biggest squad we've seen so far in the competition.
Yep, definitely one of the biggest squads we've seen here. I think this team, maybe East Lyme and NFA are probably some of the larger of the teams here. So some things about Ledyard is I know that they've worked really, really hard this week and tried to tweak and add some things into their routine. So working really, really hard right up until the very end to perform for ECCs.
So it looks like 15 girls on the roster, so that's a good size roster. Obviously we'll see, and no one is better than Bluey. Well, we're going to find out.
Right.
We're going to find out what they have in store. One thing I have not seen yet in the early going is we haven't seen that sort of perfect, crisp routine yet. Someone's going to come out here and they're just going to nail it.
Yeah.
And everyone else is going to go, ooh, uh-oh.
Right.
And then sometimes when that happens, the next team nails it and the next team nails it. And right now, each team's done a great job, but they've all had their little missteps. So you're just waiting for that first team that comes out and sort of lays down the hammer like, boom, that's what we're looking for.
And I really hope tonight, Casey, that we'll see that. The challenge is really these coaches and putting together these routines are really challenged by the score sheets themselves. So to make sure to try to help their scores, they're adding in all this difficulty, which sometimes might have hit on the warm-up mat. It just might not hit once they're in front of the full crowd. So that's the thing. So really, as a coach, as an athlete, you need to make sure when you're hitting these things that it's 100%. You got to give 100% if you're at practice, or especially when you're on the mat.
And and something that shouldn't go unmentioned, if you're playing basketball and you make a mistake, there's time to, even if it's just running back down the floor, there's time to sort of recover.
Yep.
You make a mistake in the middle of a cheerleading routine, you don't quite land or stick your tumble. Guess what? There's no time to recover because it's constant motion. You got to get right back into it.
Exactly, and for these teams, there's no time to recover and change their place, right? So if you lose a game in basketball tonight, there's a chance you could win tomorrow. These athletes only have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to prove what they've been working on all season and hope that the judges like it.
Ledyard High School, you may begin.
Ledyard High School and Lori Doherty. Let's see what they have. Oh, we're going to get a tumble right into our face, right off the mat.
Yep, so we started out with a round off back handspring. So walk over, back, I think I counted 4. So they opened with some tumble passes and nice strong jump opening. They're going to go right into their partner stunts.
First time we've seen that direction. So I always like the visuals. You know, what I see on the monitor is what the folks at home are seeing.
Right.
I love the different visuals. Some are side to side, some are coming at you, which focuses on like the depth. It's very interesting to see how they capture the attention.
Yeah, it's nice to see the use of the mat, and that's actually on your score sheet is how you're utilizing the mat. So it's interesting to see how on just a square, all the different interpretations and ways you can utilize the mat. And that's always been something fun for me, especially choreographing a routine has always been trying to add all that visual and trying to see different ways of utilizing the mat so it's not just the same every time. So Legend here trying to pull out some partner stunts, and they're going to recover a little bit.
Yeah, got to keep going. If that's the, there is no rest here in the cheerleading. You got to move on to the next thing. Keep that
so
smile.
They're going to move on to a pyramid toss here, toe touch toss. Do a little visual inversions, and then go right into their pyramid.
Finish strong now, girls. Finish strong. Nicely done.
All right, that was a nice pancake. All right, now there's their chance to just take a breath and just really sell it and sell their dance.
Oh, very nice. Way to finish strong, Legend. You know, I can't say enough about how difficult it is in the middle of a competition, when you don't hit something, to have to just keep going, keep that smile on your face.
Exactly, it is. You just gotta plug through and make sure you just catch that flyer, get her down, and move on, and keep on count, or hold your time until the next till you're supposed to hit your next mark.
And the sports doctor is supposed to have Kendall and Alethea. Chernowski and McGibbon are supposed to come over there and talk to the sports doctor, and they're going to head over right now and talk. And obviously, they finished strong, and that's something they should be very proud of, that strong finish that they had.
Yeah, they had a nice, good opening. They had a strong finish. A few bobbles in the middle. But it's still, anything can happen here at ECCs, as you know.
All right, sports doctor.
All right, Casey, a couple of happy colonels over here, girls. Boy, the tumbling guy got you a little bit out there, but you guys kept a smile on your face and you worked your way through it.
Yeah, we've been persevering this entire season to push through things like that, and I think we did a really amazing job just continuing to push through and come over obstacles this whole season.
The cheer and the dance portion was probably the strongest point. The girls are very loud. You had a lot of smiles on your face, and I'm sure a lot of encouragement from your coaches over on the side.
Yeah, we've definitely been working really hard on our dance and our cheer, and making sure that it's perfect and that we do it really well.
When it comes down to that 2 minutes on the mat, and you got to work through it, and that's the sign of a true athlete. When things don't go your way, you got to push your way through.
Definitely. It goes by so fast, and you just kind of run through the motions over and over again. It becomes another instinct. So it's all about just pushing through and getting to that end and hitting the dance as hard as you can. It just comes down to it at the end.
Way to work it out, ladies. Colonel Pride, Colonel Crew on display here today, Casey.
Thank you, sports doctor. The Ledyard faithful very proud of their team, and they should be. The judges will be going through that, and they'll find out what their tally is. And next up on the mat, we'll be waiting for Putnam, and Putnam's a fun story, but we got East Lyme.
Yeah, we're up with East Lyme for
next,
D1.
So I missed East Lyme, so we're going to go. But before that, we want to know, where are you watching? We know you're out there watching the cheerleading competition. It was the most watched program in game day history last year. So tell us, where are you watching? Hashtag GameDayCT, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let us see a picture of you watching the cheerleading competition. So East Lyme, the Vikings representing Division I. They'll be our second Division I team. They're ready to take the mat, coached by Hannah Taylor and Sage Dubriel. As if we haven't heard the Dubriel name enough. Sophie Dubriel, one of the favorites of game day with her multiple sport athleticism at East Lyme, and a good crowd here for the Vikings today. So there should be a lot of noise and energy here at Waterford.
Yeah, this is another team. So being in D1, they actually came in second last year, so second to New London. So now that D1's wide open, you know that East Lyme wants it pretty bad. The other thing to note is that the head coach this year, it's her first season coaching as head coach. The coach that was there last year had retired right after the fall season. So new coach. So I saw them last weekend. They looked really good. Just needed to clean up a few skills. So I'm excited to see what they bring to the mat today.
Yeah, it's really important, both that there's a new coach, but a really good point. They finished second to a team that's not there now.
Nope.
So, they have every reason to think, hey, this is our, our competition to lose this year. And it will be the first time, because cheerleading is a co-ed sport, we will see we'll see a mixture of boys and girls throughout the course of the day, and East Lyme will be one of the first squads of the day. We'll see Mason Dupuis in there. And I think that from my perspective, a complete layman's perspective, I like when you get a little bit of a mixture because there are some different skill sets and some different things that can be done. And I thought last year the teams that did have some mixture really were able to do some things in their routines.
They were. So it's interesting to see. There are several co-ed teams this year, and it's nice to see. And it fluctuates. Some years you don't see any teams. This year I think I counted, I know there's over 4 teams at least tonight you'll see that are co-ed. So it's nice to see it grow on this side of the state, to see the co-ed competition.
And that's what they're all competing for today. That's the representation of a championship, 2018-2019. Up on the mat now, the Vikings of East Lyme High School, Hannah Taylor, Sage Dubriel. Let's see what they can get their group to do. It is a deep roster, a big squad, and let's see how they present themselves to the judges.
So they open with some nice standing, and they're going to go right into some partner stunts.
Very nice. Very
it's a
pretty.
nice stick. Crowd seems to like it too.
Yeah, we waited for that team to really grab hold of the crowd today. East Lyme is trying to do it here in the early going.
So they did 3 jumps in a row for their sequence. Go into their toss. This is a nice toe touch toss.
Wow, what height.
These are some single base stunts that they're trying to incorporate, try to bring that co-ed level to the routine.
I like that cheer, very nicely done.
Yep, nice and strong, some good showmanship. Go into that pyramid.
Loud, you want to be able to hear it, and you want to be able to hear it clearly, and they certainly accomplished both things.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Exactly, and they really want to make sure they have good precision with their motions, good timing and synchro, because that's going to help boost up that motion score. So they're doing well with the pyramid here. They've added some variety, some flair, which the crowd, you can tell, is responding well to.
Yeah, the crowd likes them right now. Now we get to have the fun.
Okay, one more partner stunt. And they're going to finish it off with their dance. So lots of good level changes. And what the judges here are going to be looking for is level changes. Lots of and counts, if that makes any sense to our audience at home. But what that just means is double counting, double time. So a faster dance. So good job.
Well done, Vikings. Well done. You can hear the crowd likes it. And for the first time, they like it.
Yeah.
Of all the teams that have come off, this is the first time we've seen a team that feels really good.
Yeah.
A lot of them talked about fighting through and persevering. This is a group that came off and said, I think we just rocked it.
Yeah, that team ran off really nice and confident. Really proud of their routine and no tears, which is nice to see.
Sports Doctors got Mason Dupuis and Sydney Taylor.
Casey, Mason, and Sydney, bodies flying, loud cheering, and a lot of smiles. How important is it to win the crowd over early in your segment?
Oh, it's so important. We initially did this for Austin because he fought so hard, and we just wanted to really do this for him. And it feels so great to get the crowd hype, and we're so happy with what we did.
Now, that's not an easy piece out there either. 2 minutes, it's got to take all you got. What pushes you through? Is it the crowd? Is it your coaches? Is it your teammates? Is it all the above?
It's really seeing my sister in front of me, being the coach. She really pushes me to do my best.
Yeah, now, it's very special because you guys got this place jumping. I think you set the benchmark for the rest of these teams to come.
Well, we got to do what we got to do. I mean,
listen, you got to do what you got to do. East Lyme is invading Waterford High School. You guys are no stranger to this place.
Oh, yeah. We're taking over.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Casey, East Lyme taking over the X. Sound familiar?
Yes, sir, it does, Sports Doctor. And that was nice. Sydney Taylor referencing her sister Hannah, who is the head coach.
Yep.
And also, you heard Mason mention that they did it for a classmate. We were told before the cheerleading championships today that East Lyme lost a student from a long battle with cancer, and so there was a moment of silence before the competition for the student from East Lyme. But you can see that it's those kinds of emotions that are going. I mean, that's a lot to process. You lose a friend, and then you're going to go compete for that friend. That's a lot.
It is a lot to process, and it was quite a dedication to him today.
Well, an excellent job, and you can see where Sydney really believed they're the front runner right now. They're the team that has set the bar. So everybody else now has to get above East Lyme.
Yep, they set the bar they feel like they've set the bar for D1. They did a nice routine, a few bobbles here and there, but for the most part, really nice and solid routine, and it continues to improve, which each time they're out on that map.
Well, next up is one of my favorite stories of the day. The Putnam High School Clippers head coach Kiki Benoit. There are only 7 of them, and it's the first time in 8 years they're back in the ECC competition. First time on the mat in quite a long time.
Yeah, it's the first time on the mat in quite a long time. It's a little bit over 8 years. We were trying to figure it out. We think that the last time they were on the mat was in 2009, so almost 10 years.
Well, here we go, supporting my best friend all the way from Ireland. Hey, a little look at the Irish coming on game day.
Wow.
That's the power of game day.
It's late over there too. I mean,
you got to
it's
stay
a
up.
5-hour difference. You got to stay up and watch cheerleading tonight.
Wait a minute, it's only 7:49.
Oh my God, you're right. It's not that late.
Man, I'm not going to comment on what
I've been here all morning. It's been a long day. Yeah, we are. Whoops.
Wow, it's 8 o'clock.
Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Time for bed. Whoops.
So let's talk for a second the difference between the 2 judges and the 1 judge, because 2 judges. You got to think the overlap captures everything. 1 judge, I mean, that's a lot to ask of 1 person to sort of capture everything, isn't it?
Well, it's not so much. So when you have 2 judges, they each have their own individual score sheet, and they're responsible for those 25 points and for what they see. The only difference, I think, personally, when you have 2 judging the same category, is it could make up for the disparity if maybe 1 is like really, really hard and scores really hard, and the other one maybe is a little bit more flexible, right? So maybe they could balance each other out. So here, just being a single category judge, it really just takes the level of competition up a little bit even more for me, I think, because it could just be anyone's game and how that judge interprets that category. Whereas if you had the 2 judges, there's a chance that one interprets it one way, the other interprets it the other way, so then it turns out of 50, and it could change the score just a little bit.
Well, this is going to be the smallest group in Division 3, because the last 2 in Division 3 are Griswold, who has a big squad, and Montville, who has a big squad.
Yes, they were.
So this is our smallest group remaining. And, of course, at the end of the regular portion of our cheerleading competition, please stay tuned and watch the Unified Cheerleaders. There was nothing better last year
no, it was
than
great
the
to
Unified
watch.
Cheerleading. That was fabulous, and that really gets the crowd into it as well. Up on the mats.
For the first time in a very long time.
Some of these kids were in 1st grade probably the last time that they were on a mat.
Exactly.
First time we've seen a team start in their backs to us. And with the cheer.
Yep, so they're going to open with a nice cheer. So it looks like they're going to start with a basket toss here. A nice toe touch toss.
Beautiful height.
Yeah, it was good height. And then we're going to go into a pyramid stunt. So being 7, it's really, this is the part where they're really challenged in the pyramids.
I like that though, the 3 levels.
Yeah, they
down.
added a nice level change there.
I like that. I like the creativity, like you said, when there's only 7 of you, you have to get creative, and they're doing something. Nice spacing. This is interesting. I want to see what we're going to do now.
Right. So it looks like they're trying to incorporate as much tumbling as they can with some running cartwheels and running front walkovers. So they just went in with 3 toe touches in a row jump sequence and a pike. Good lift. Looks like they're going to go into a dance. Some forward rolls to try to incorporate that team tumbling. So a lot of teams have a variety level of skill sets when it comes to tumbling, and so what you got to do is just incorporate it any way you can into that routine.
I like what they're doing. This has been clearly one of the more creative choreography based on the numbers that they have. To be able to incorporate all 7, that was really well done that way.
Yeah, great job, Clippers.
And
great job seeing them on the mat. I want to continue to see them every year now.
Sports Doctor is going to have a couple of Emmas. Sports Doctor, 2 excited Clippers.
Yeah, hey, Casey. Wow. With only 7 of you guys out there, how close do you become as a group out there on the mat?
Really close.
Trust each other a lot. Every single movement out there, every precision, you rely on each other very much, aren't you?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Yeah. Now, a lot of smiles out there. This is the first time on the mat for you guys in a long time, with this program. How good does it feel to be out there and representing Putnam High School?
It feels amazing, especially we've had a long season with only 7 people, but we've been really, we've been able to stick it together and do really great, so I'm really proud of the team.
Who helped you come up with the level of creativity? Because with only 7, a small group, you guys got to be really creative.
I'd say it's a mix of all of us, but our coach Kiki did a really good job with the routine.
Yeah, coach is everything, isn't she?
Yeah.
Great job, Casey. Good to see Putnam High School back on the map. Fantastic, ladies.
Yeah, the girls bring up a good point, especially being 7. There's no break with 7. They're cheering at games, they're cheering at practices. It's not like, oh, I'm tired of working on this stunt. I need a break, coach. Let the other group work on their stunt. It's just them, right? So those kids are working really, really hard.
The energy's about to turn up because taking the mat next are the defending Division I champions, the New London High School Whalers. Deb Huntington's group is ready to go, and they have a lot to live up to after last year's performance.
They do, and they've been working really, really hard this week. And talking to Deb this afternoon, they're actually down to 11 on the mat. They were 12 last weekend. They had an injury, so they've actually had to completely rework some of their routines, make some tweaks. So they've worked really, really hard this week, and she also said they had 4 games, a back-to-back due to the snow. So they've been working nonstop this week to try to get ready and defend that title for ECCs.
That's right, because they've got both their boys and their girls basketball programs in full flight right now. So just the activity level, the gym space, the ability to practice, having to go and be cheerleaders for your squads. There's a lot of time dedicated to cheerleading, and right now you're trying to, quite frankly, you're worried about today.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. You don't want to cheer at a game, you want to be practicing and thinking about ECCs and running it over and over in your head. So their goal today is just to really hit a clean routine after all those changes, and just make sure that they just build that trust. The senior flyer lost her base that she's had for such a long time, and they had to throw in another base, so they had to build that trust again just this week, Deb was telling me. So just a lot of rework this week.
Well, you know, the ability to improvise, to make changes, to sort of, you know, adapt. Every sport has to learn how to adapt to injuries. Cheerleading is no different.
Yeah.
But yeah, like as a flyer, I can understand how difficult it would be, how scary it would be to have to trust somebody new.
It's not only that, but as a flyer, your bases also make up for some of your bad habits. So they kind of they make up for that and know they know what you're going to do before you even do it when you've been flying with them for so long. But yeah, like we've said before in cheerleading, every single team member counts more than ever during a routine, and you know, having to make those changes. We're always, as coaches, having to make a change. We've had injuries that happen at warm-up, and then you have to pull someone out and put someone in, and they have to hurry up and figure out where they need to go without showing fear and to the crowd, right? The crowd doesn't know what happens behind the scenes. So it's quite crazy.
We are halfway through the 2019 ECC Cheerleading Championships. Our first 7 have gone. Our final 7 begin now. And I think we are about to see a run where we go New London, NFA, Griswold. And this is not to knock, I mean, certainly Waterford going last and Montville, Waterford finishing back-to-back. There's 2 champions finishing back-to-back. But from an energy level, New London, NFA, Griswold, these next 3 are all very energetic teams just from how their energy in the stands and things like that. So we should see the energy go up a notch.
Yep, exactly.
Starting here with the Whalers. Already with the smiles. I like that.
So they're opening with some single base stunt in the middle. Nice single base lib. So that's a co-ed stunt by some really strong girls. So I know they call it co-ed, but girls can do those stunts. Good standing tumbling. This is going to go into their running tumbling. So almost full team running tumbling, which is nice to see.
We're going to get some air here. Very nice.
Yep.
The crowd likes that. The other girls like that.
Good energy from them.
I love the smiles. They're ready to go.
So this sequence right here is something Deb was telling me that the team is most proud of. They love their jump sequence that they incorporate into this routine. It was nice and strong.
I love this visual right here. Tumbles away.
Yep. Decent synchro. You had a touchdown, but that's okay.
Oh, very nice. Very athletic. Using those strengths.
So you got your kickfuls for a basket toss. So that's maxing out that difficulty level in the partner stunts. And we're going to go into their pyramid. So they're going to come here with an inversion pyramid, try to pull her up to the top.
Well done.
And a switch up into a heel stretch. If you notice, that's a single base heel stretch. They were able to stick that.
And now the energy goes up a notch.
Yeah, the girls are really proud of this dance. They feel like they bring a lot of sass to it. That's exactly what they told me.
All right,
hey,
the energy goes up. Crowd likes it. The Whalers like it. The Whaler faithful likes it, yeah. And again, this is the second time we've seen a team come off really feeling good about themselves right now. So I think they feel like they locked it down right there. That was a good routine. Sports Doctor's going to talk with Anya Boyd and Mahogany Williams here in a second. They're going to come over and talk with the Sports Doctor and let him know how they think they did.
Yep.
Changing up a routine within a week of having an injury, that's remarkable.
It is. It is quite remarkable. You can see the crowd is happy as well.
Here comes Anya.
Yep, Anya and Mahogany interviewing.
Sports Doctor.
All right, Casey, I don't know if it's a London thing or what, but a lot of sass and a lot of smiles out there and a lot of high flying. That was a great performance. You got the crowd fired up out there.
Thank you so much. We've been through a lot this year, and this performance was meaning a lot to get us started throughout the season. It was really important to do our best on the mat, and I think we did.
Yeah, now working together as a team with so many bodies out there, I mean, what do you feed off? Do you feed off your teammates? Do you feed off the crowd?
It's a little mixture of both, but when your teammates are cheering for you, it's something different.
Yeah. Now, Casey, my partner, obviously we all know he's a New London High School grad, and he talks about the pride of going to New London High School. And if you don't go there, you don't know it. But you girls brought the pride of New London here to Waterford tonight. How does that feel?
It feels amazing, like that we can step on that mat one more time and show everybody what we can do.
Yeah, listen, you guys did your best. And is it scary up there, 15 feet in the air?
Yes, it is very scary, but I have to trust my bases and my back spot and let them do their thing.
Yeah. Great job, Casey. I can't even climb a flight of stairs here in the bleachers. Never mind get 15 feet in the air. Great job, ladies.
Sports Doctor, New London High School, very proud. New London, you know it. Go Destiny. That's right. A little cheering on. That's Destiny Parker, who has her own sign up in the crowd. But I think she said it real well. You know it, Coach. But Anya's the first thing out of her mouth was, "Yeah, it's scary up there, but I gotta trust that my bases and my supports are there.
Yep.
They know what they're doing. So that's the definition of a team. You hear in every sport, you hear the coaches say, "Do your job." And you just got to trust that your teammate will do theirs.
Exactly.
And you can't worry about trying to do too much. And I thought that was a really nice moment there where Anya credited her teammates because she knows that they're all part of the same team.
It is true. It's especially true in cheerleading. You just have to do your part, hit your part, and then trust that everyone else is going to do it. And you can't worry about everyone else. That's our job as coaches to worry about everyone else.
I think the Flyers can get a lot of the visual, sort of the praise. It must be tough to be a base sometimes. It's the sort of unsung. I know in the cheerleading world, they're respected, but when you're watching, as someone who doesn't watch, you don't see the bases. You see the kids that fly. You see the tumbles.
Right.
And so it's nice when those Flyers and those tumblers, and they go, listen, without my base, I'd be nothing. Sports Doctor, you got a thought for us?
Yeah, Casey, I was just wondering for Melissa, too. Coach, when something goes wrong out there and they miss a step or somebody falls down, how tough is it for some of the girls to rally and put a smile on their face and gather not only their thoughts, but corral the routine back in?
It's actually something that you do at practice. So when you're doing the walkthrough and you're doing the warm-up, and if something falls, you just got to teach them to keep moving, keep going. And it's something you actually practice at practice. Just if something falls, if something goes wrong, you just keep going. Scoop up your flyer, hold your count, and move on to the next thing.
Yeah, and then we're going to see NFA taking the mat. The Wildcats, a giant squad, co-ed squad. And I think a lot of people feel, one of the favorites in Division I.
Yeah.
Their ceiling, the potential for a great routine is there with NFA.
So for this team, this is Melissa and Haley's second year taking over their program, and so their program just continues to grow and build. And there's just a lot of fans out there. They have a great presence.
And you can see the Wildcat cheering section just got their team into it. They were on their feet cheering for their girls and their guys, and they were responding. They love that they got a cheering section in the crowd today. Something that you mentioned, it's done in certain sports. We do it in basketball, where I won't use the word we use. We call it the O-blank drill, which is, in other words, for you don't know what's coming. You put your players out there and you throw adversity at them, and you say, okay, now what? And you got to think on your feet in terms of what happens when. And I love that, in like you said, there is literally no time. So it has to become instinct.
It does.
Something, you slip, the smile goes up, and on to the next thing.
You do, and safety is the most important. So if you're a flyer, never let her touch the ground, never let him touch the ground. You just scoop that flyer up and just hold her, move on to the next thing, and then just kind of fake it until your next count, until the next thing you're supposed to hit.
That's right.
And
you got to know
have
though.
to continue to
You gotta,
practice.
You got to know where you are in the routine, because if you slip, the timing-wise, you got to get right back in the sync.
Exactly. So these kids listen to that music over and over again. They're listening to it in their sleep. They know it by heart.
The NFA student section always here supporting. Packed house today.
Oh,
NFA, nice job, students.
nice.
On their quest for the pizza. The NFA student section, Sports Doctor, they want that pizza. Let's see what their cheerleaders can do.
I need some family members. Come in. We need some pizza. We're going to open with a nice kick full.
Very nice.
Nice and strong. And 2 more.
Wow, great height. I'm scared watching that.
This is some nice visuals to go into their partner stunts. So this is a ripple.
I like that. First time we've seen that today.
Yep. Right up to heel stretch. Arabesque, and then they'll fall down.
Good start for the Wildcats.
And them too, just like a lot of the other teams, just put in a new flyer this week.
Oh my goodness. Four,
Nice
very
jump.
nice.
Nice strong presence, NFA.
So far,
Standing
this
tumbling.
routine has been very, very strong. Oh, beautiful synchronized on the tumbling.
Looks good. Nice pyramid, nice and strong. They hit it.
Oh,
Good
you
job.
see the crowd. The NFA crowd loves
NFA
it.
crowd is going wild. Again, more visuals as they get into their partner stunts. Way to stick their ruby slippers. So they're keeping their flyers up to join into this cute split,
Oh, I like that. Very nice.
into their pyramid.
Strong creativity, strong athleticism, good precision, a very strong routine thus far by NFA.
Yes, very strong. Good job, NFA. Of course, my heart bleeds for NFA a little bit because I coached with Melissa for a number of years. So she came from Griswold.
Well done there.
And this is their favorite part of the dance, their routine. It's their strong dance.
That means that they get to finish really strong. Wow, beautiful. Look, here's where a
Great
big squad,
job.
here's where the big squad can really take over. Energy and visual. And listen to that NFA
Great
crowd.
job.
They love it. Their coaches love it. I think the Wildcats just raised the bar on everybody. And the NFA cheering section, the girls are happy. We're going to find out what Lauren Engel and Nebby Williams feel, but their coaches, Melissa Gill and Haley Bresden, say, we just nailed it.
They did. They did.
Oh, look at the NFA crowd.
All right, Casey. Wow. Awesome. One word. How did that feel out there?
It felt so amazing. It's the first time we ever hit everything fully and clean, and I'm so proud of us.
Now, who says the NFA student section doesn't travel very well? They had your back that entire time.
Oh, they did. They're great. I love them. We love them so much.
Now, when you're in the segment, when you're in the routine, is there a thought process, or is just we're going to step on the mat and we're going to kill it?
It's pretty much a thought process. We have to put it in our minds before we do anything so that we know that we're able to hit and that we have high hopes for ourselves.
Right. Now, who comes up with that difficult routine? Who comes up with the creativity? Is it, all you girls, or is it the coaches? Is it a little bit of everything?
It's the coaches, really. They do an amazing job with this program, and we love them so much. And it's our senior year, so we went out there, performed everything we could perfectly. So we did the best that we could, and we're so proud.
My partner, Casey O'Neill, he talks about New London pride all the time. I think there's a little bit of pride up at NFA, too, isn't there?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Hey, Casey, I'm telling you right now, NFA is hot right now in the student section. They're definitely in line for the pizzas. Great job, girls.
Yeah, the NFA student section came and brought it. The NFA girls came and brought it. What an amazing routine. I think the bar has been set. And now, one of my favorites, because I love the colors, I love the energy, and because they've been dancing for about 3 hours, is Griswold High School. Griswold High School representing Division III, and they're in a good spot right now because the energy of the building has picked up, so they can sort of ride the NFA wave a little bit as far as the crowd energy.
They can. They have an opportunity, if they can, pull it together enough that they can just take that energy, feel it, and just go with it and really, really show what the Wolverines can do. Going back to NFA, just to say that on the warm-up mats, that pyramid that hit and looked really good was shaky at warm-ups, wasn't hitting. So whatever those coaches did, put him back in that back room, gave him a talking to. The girls probably powwowed and boys probably powwowed. They pulled it, they hit a clean routine, and they left everything on the mat, and that was their goal this year. Yeah, and I think, you just nailed it when she said it's the first time we've hit everything. Yes. Literally up until 5 minutes before they were on the mat, in their head they're thinking, we've never actually hit everything. Exactly. They go out there, and in the biggest moment of the year, they nail it. Yeah, great job. So great job, I think, NFA right now, which means the last squad to go, another one of the favorites, the Fitch Falcons. Yep. And they go 12th. They're going to have a high bar to have to overcome. Now, up next is Griswold, and it's a little bit open right now because, Wheeler, small group coming back in, Putnam just on the mat. Yep. And I think Plainfield would admit that they had such a hard routine. The degree of difficulty was so high, and it was not a perfect routine. So right now, Griswold's got a little opening. They've got the crowds in it. The energy's picked up. They're a big group. It's a big squad. So I do think in the dance portion, in the tumbling, having those extra people visually is appealing. It'll help them. I mean, it is appealing. It won't necessarily help them as long as they can max out and hit all of their routines. So like I had mentioned before, you have to have maximum participation to hit the highest number, to hit a top 10 in the score sheets for your partner stunts and your pyramids. So you have to make sure that when you have a big team like this, you utilize everybody. There is no taking a break, just like in those smaller teams. Oh, they have 17 girls out on the mat right now. And like I said, they've been dancing since I got here earlier. So they are ready to go. All that nervous energy you talked about is about to come to a head on the mat. Yep. And Coach Shannon Whitney and Jendell Beckwith and Haley Sherman, they're ready to go too. They got the junior cheerleaders out there. Right now, Griswold, I just like the vibe that Griswold's got going right now. They seem calm and just ready to go on that mat, and they're just ready to compete. They've been here since, I think, 11:30 this morning was check-in. They're just ready. They're happy. Their goal is really just to continue to improve their program. They're really happy with themselves. There's only 3 seniors and 5 returning juniors, and the rest of this team is new. Half of them have never even competed before for GHS. Well, the Griswold High School Wolverines, and I'll tell you right now, the energy just getting on the mat was there. Yep. Let's see what they got. So they're opening their stunts, their routine with partner stunts. So these were just cartwheels into shoulder sits up to preps. You see 2 single base preps over there in the right-hand corner. Nice. All right, so far so good. So scale to arabesque and full down. Crowd likes it. Yep. Ooh, quick, I like the tempo of the cheer. Yep, nice press. Tempo. This is their jump sequence. I had seen this last weekend where they did an exhibition. Oh, I like the spin. They got it. They're feeling good right now. They're halfway through the routine, and they're feeling good. A full up prep to extension. Oh, I like that into the cartwheel. Yep. So this is where they're going to try to incorporate some tumbling, and whatever tumbling skills that they have for the team. It's always a challenge at Griswold to try to have a lot of tumblers. She just nailed that one. Now they're going to their pyramid, and their pyramid is something that they're most proud of this year. They've worked really, really hard on, and they're really excited to showcase it.
They should be. That was beautiful.
Yep, looks good. Good heel stretch. This little flip over that they're doing, they were really cute. And they'll bring in their middle flyer. Basket toss in the back. They'll flip her through, and they'll try to bring her back up. There you go.
Very, very nice.
And then she'll do a kick over. So if you see the little partner stunt in the back, grabs her foot and helps her do the kick through.
And now we get to finish with the dance,
Yep.
which is always good when you have this many people, a lot of energy.
And you can tell that these girls are really proud and love their routine just by their facial expressions this entire time. I haven't seen any energy level die down at all. So good job, Wolverine.
And you can see it.
Yeah.
That tells the story right there.
Yeah, it does. Those are tears of joy, which is nice to see.
Griswold High School. And the student section, the cheering section loves it.
Yep.
We're going to get Mackenzie Ryan and Samantha Staniski, and I think they're going to be pumped because, like you said, cheers and tears of joy. There's got to be no better feeling than that last beat of the music, knowing that you brought it all.
Yeah, it's nice to see. Look at those teammates hugging each other and just crying because they're just happy. They're happy the fact that, they hit a decent routine. And I like seeing that when they get off the mat, the pride.
Sports Doctor.
Mackenzie and Samantha here at Griswold High School. Wow, what a performance. A crisp, clean start. Does that get you going a little bit out there?
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy once it goes from there.
Now the energy, do you feed off the energy from the crowd? Do you feed off the energy from your teammates? What pushes you through a performance like that?
Yeah, the crowd really does too, and when we see our coaches going crazy over there, it really just pumps us up to do better.
Now, how do you guys feel? How do you feel about that? The whole performance from start to finish?
Honestly, it was so amazing. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better performance run at all.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of sass and a little bit of attitude out there, and that's Griswold, isn't it? That's his team spirit.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, I'm sure it feels pretty good. You guys nailed it. You came down south to Waterford and laid your stamp. You guys should be really proud of yourselves.
So proud. I love my team so much.
Casey, the Wolverines are in the house here at the X.
Now that says it all, Sports Doctor. Again, I'm talking from the perspective of someone that up till last year, only saw cheerleaders cheering for other teams.
Right.
Not their own, not being a part of their own competition. And the camaraderie of cheerleading is no different than the camaraderie of other sports. We interview basketball players, football players, lacrosse players, and they all talk about how much they love their teammates and how their teammates and the cheerleaders no different. When you see a girl, hug her heart and say, "I just love my team so much." I mean, that's high school sports in its purest form.
Yeah, no, it's awesome to see, and I love it. It's one of the reasons, I come back to cheerleading and coach for so many years is just for that camaraderie and that teamwork. It's unlike anything else to describe. I mean, these kids are throwing each other up in the air and just trusting the fact that someone's going to catch them, right? So it's amazing to see. I'm really proud to see how happy Griswold is, and that's really what their goal was today. It was really just to continue to grow, make their coach proud is what one of the kids had told me today, and obviously they did.
And I think anybody that finishes with their dance generally feels pretty good about the dance portion.
Yeah.
So to get to the dance portion, having stuck all of the moves, you've got to go into that dance because that's when the energy and the smiles of dance is like, where did we got it?
Yeah, I think 2.5 minutes doesn't sound long, but it's a long time when you're trying to pump in all those stunts, all that tumbling, pyramid dance. So yeah, by the time they're at the dance, they're just smiling and happy to have a second to breathe.
Oh, watching and supporting my alumni team from Tuscaloosa. Let's keep the Montville Dynasty going. Go Lady Indians. Thank you very much. All the way from Tuscaloosa. You know what? Forget Roll Tide. We got Roll Indians here, Montville Dynasty. Next up on the mats. Now, I have two I'm a little biased towards two squads. Of course, my Whalers. But next up, the Bacon Academy Bobcats, Coach Fryer and Kelsey Simmons. are the coaches. And I am a Bobcat. I am a Colchesterian. So I know a lot of these kids. I know a lot of their siblings. I know a lot of the Bacon folks that are in the crowd cheering right now. Some of these girls I know from have volunteer and work with our youth program, and my son's a football player, so a lot of these girls are at our practices working with the youth cheerleaders, and so the Bobcats, and now they're in a tough spot. They're sandwiched between New London and Waterford.
They are.
It's a tough place to be, Division II.
They are. Division II is definitely tough. And just something to point out is that Bacon Academy actually came in second last year at ECCs at D2, right? So they're in it. They want this. I saw them last weekend compete at a competition, and it was fun to watch. And I saw them on the warm-up mats, and they've added even more flair for this competition. So they're opening with a co-ed single base partner pyramid. Excuse me. So nice to get that strong pyramid out of the way.
Very nice.
So they just did a heel stretch, pull down. And they're going to go into a basket toss.
Nicely done.
Yep, so they just did a jump sequence. And what you're seeing this competition routine is you're seeing sequences go from anywhere from 3 to 5 jumps in a row, which is showing their athleticism. Good motions and voices from Bacon. It's a cute visual to get them into their partner stunt here.
Very nice.
Yep, it looks like they might be.
Oh, I like that. Very nice. Good visual.
Yep.
I just tore hamstring
so it's a nice
watching
scale.
it. Oh, some group tumbling.
Yeah, so here we go, some team tumbling. This is pretty good synchro.
Now, I should point out that the Bacon, so the Colchester Youth Cheerleaders, both 2 of our squads this year brought home championships in the youth cheerleading division.
Oh, good. So it'll be nice to see them coming up.
Yeah, so there's a lot of enthusiasm and pride in the cheerleading community in Colchester. So the youth programs definitely being influenced by the success of Bacon Academy.
And that's nice to see. So it's nice to know that there'll be a feeder system to continue to let the Bobcats grow as a program. And that's something we always strive for. This is a nice pyramid. They're going to end with their dance. And in talking to the Bacon cheerleaders last week, actually, this is their favorite part. You can see some fun partner in the middle.
The dance should be the favorite part.
Right, I know. You get to breathe. The stunts are over.
Oh, very nice.
Wow, nice job, Bacon.
Go Bobcats. Well done. They're happy with it. Their coaches are happy with it. Morgan Merchant and Stephanie Walsh are going to come over and talk to the sports doctor in a moment, but very happy. The Bacon faithful up in the crowd are happy with it. Well done. Bobcats feeling good about their routine.
Yeah, and we've talked over and over, Casey, how this D2 division is really difficult. I mean, everyone is just neck and neck, so I'm really, really, really excited for the award ceremony. I mean, we still haven't even seen Waterford perform yet, so.
That's right.
I couldn't even tell you who could be the winner right now.
Just saw the Whitcomb family in the back of the Bacon Academy cheering section, and I know that they are very, very proud of Kaylee Whitcomb, one of the star cheerleaders for Bacon Academy. Her brother Keegan, an outstanding football player in Colchester, and mom and dad involved with the football and the cheerleading program there as well. So just like every community has their family, their sports family, sports doctor. Let's go.
Well, it's Kylie and Morgan, and what a great performance. A little mic drop at the end, maybe a little body drop. But listen, you guys got off to a good start, and it really got you guys cooking.
Thank you very much. We've been working really hard this season, especially with so many changes this week. We really have.
Yeah, you're high up in the air like that, 15 feet up. I mean, I can't even get up a step ladder. I mean, how does it feel?
It's being under the stunt is crazy. Seeing it all go up, and I just want to scream because I'm so proud of everyone on my team.
Do you feel the extra pressure not to drop anybody when you're up?
So, yeah.
Yes. That's why you have big shoulders. You can handle it. But playing to the crowd and feeding you off the energy, how much does that fuel you?
The adrenaline, it's everything. Like before we get on, we're all nervous, but when we get on the mat and when everyone is cheering us on, it helps so much.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things here too, your coaches on the sides, the students, your parents in the stands. How much of that goes into what you give in the routine?
We really couldn't do it without them. We're all cheering each other on, we're performing, watching them, and making them proud. It's all we do it for.
Well, listen, my partner Casey O'Neill graduated from New London, but now he's a Bacon Bobcat, and I know he's really proud of you guys. Great job out there.
Oh, and up next, you can see the Fitch faithful starting to get geared up, but a couple of happy girls from Bacon Academy. Excellent job from the Bacon Bobcats. Very proud of them. Great routine. Both those girls involved in the youth cheerleading community. They're both volunteer coaches. So, I think also, how much does it improve your cheerleading when you're coaching younger girls too?
Yeah,
it's like you gotta practice what you preach.
Exactly. It's nice to see. I like it. I liked it when our kids coached youth, just because we could get rid of some habits right away, and so knowing that the message was relayed down. Look at this. Listen to this Fitch crowd tonight, Casey.
The Fitch crowd is on their feet and they're bringing it. Let's go Fitch. Now, not a big squad.
No.
Only 10, but some real stars in that mix.
Yeah.
All state caliber performers on the Falcons.
Yep. So we have two all-state athletes. We have Amara Robinson and Cameron Dixon that are coming. And all the other cheerleaders are coming from various backgrounds, whether it's gymnastics, all-star cheer, or cheering for other programs. So there's 10 of them, but they all come from a really strong cheer background.
One of the stars of the Fitch team, if you haven't seen the feature on game day, on Amara Robinson. She's quite a story, coming back from a tragic injury and turning it into a remarkable career at Fitch High School. They're going to feed off the energy of this crowd. They are small, but they are feisty. And what a David and Goliath within Division I. They're a favorite in this, but they're going up against an NFA squad that's that's almost twice their size plus.
Right. Yeah, it's quite interesting to see, and Melissa is really honing in on just making sure that they have excellence on and off the mat within their school, within their community. So these athletes, like we said, are doing things outside of their community as well. So their goal today is really just to hit a deduction-free routine, make it strong, make it clean, and they want to have lots of energy. And I think with that crowd there, they're going to have no problem having lots of energy.
I was going to say, all they need to do is have the energy of their crowd.
Yeah.
Just match that energy, and they're going to be fabulous.
Exactly.
That's a good point, Sports Doctor. Forget the student section. The Fitch parents want the pizza.
Right.
Hey, listen, I'm getting everybody fired up over here. I'm having a good time. Listen, I love the energy that's in this building right now from the students and the parents and everybody involved. Let's get fired up, Case.
Oh, the Falcon faithful on their feet and loud and proud. And we are moments away. Let's see what Coach Melissa Robinson has dialed up for her Falcons.
I'm actually excited to see this routine, Casey, because during warm-ups, they only marked their stunts and marked their spots on the mat. So this will be the first time I get to view it as well.
Starting with a cheer.
And they're going to go right into their tosses. Save it.
Whoa. Nice job moving over there.
That's a good catch.
What does it do when you have two all-state performers on your squad? I mean, it must really elevate everyone's game.
It does. I think it also goes to show how strong your team is in general. So what you couldn't see there, unfortunately got cut, is that those were single base co-eds libs.
And I'll tell you, the heel stretches impressed me because it just my entire leg muscle hurts just watching it.
Yeah, so these girls are stretching every single day, and you have to in order to be able to hit those skills.
And that's remarkable to me. That you're in the air on one foot, and that's crazy.
Yeah, so a lot of these girls, what they do is they'll stand on a block, with one leg and pull, and they even will have a strap, and they'll strap it to their ankle to help pull and stretch every day for at least an hour. You have to, or you won't be able to hit it. Those are good, nice jump sequence right there.
Yeah,
They're going to go into their running tumbling, team running tumble.
Wow,
Some
very
nice
nice.
strong. Do a round off back handspring, save a round off back handspring tuck, and then a round off back handspring.
Oh, that's
layout.
why you have an all-state performer right there.
Yep. So now we're going to go into their pyramid.
And they've hit everything they've wanted to, which means when the dance comes in a moment,
Yeah.
you're going to see them.
Exactly. You're just going to see them take that breath, really show off their skills with the dance, so they're having the motions, the timing. Good job hitting that heel stretch. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but because they're 10, they're really utilizing that co-ed stunting ability, so having that single base stunt.
Here it comes.
And here we go into the dance. So good motions. Good and count. Good job,
Oh,
guys.
I don't know. The Falcons pretty happy. The crowd's into it.
Yep.
I do not want to be a judge. I'll tell you right now.
No, definitely. It was nice to see that, you know, as Melissa had told me earlier today, that one of their strengths is that strong team chemistry, the commitment to the Fitch program, the sense of pride and accountability are all things Melissa told me about today, and you saw that right on that map.
Jada Sebastian and Brittany Toussaint's going to come over and talk to the sports doctor.
You see all smiles running off that Fitch map.
Sports doctor with some happy Falcons.
Yeah, Casey, I have Breda and Jitney. I'm sorry, Breda.
Jada
and Brittany here. I'm sorry. I'm so fired up. I can't get the names right, but let me tell you something. You guys came out, you nailed everything early, and you kept it rolling.
Thank you. We're just so, we all love each other so much. We wanted to go out there, showed everybody what we feel at practice every day, what we feel from our coach, from each other. We love each other so much, and we wanted to show our fight and our will.
Now, when you go through the routine like that, and you get into the dance portion, and you've nailed everything, and you got the student section screaming in front of you, how much does that help pull you through?
It really helps because we see our families, we see our friends, we see our coaches in the corner. Everyone's here for us. Everyone is pumped for us, and we're there on the mat together as a family, and it's just the best thing ever.
You're out of gas a little bit right now, aren't you? You're tired. Great stuff. Fitch Falcons, awesome performance, Casey. Tough to top this one.
Yeah, it is, and they and NFA, East Lyme did an amazing job. They were the first ones that sort of cemented, here's the routine.
Yep.
And then NFA brought it and Fitch.
Yep.
There's three, very, very strong performances in Division I. Even Woodstock, a small group, but these last three in Division I have sort of just kept climbing the ladder.
They really have.
And so now it's the final Division III team, and on the heels of that electric Griswold performance, here come the defending Division III champions, the Montville Dynasty, and that's how talk about pressure.
Yeah.
You just not only are you the expected favorite, the people are expecting a championship. You're just following a brilliant performance from Griswold.
Yeah, not from Fitch, from Griswold and from Fitch. Yeah, for sure. From Griswold, from D3. Yeah, definitely. So, having that dynasty, having to defend yourself in the championship, no pressure there, right? And now, like you said, to go off from the energy from Griswold, which we're quite proud of their routine. The other thing to note is that it's a brand new coach this year as well, another championship team with a new coach to run this program and keep that expectation for the program going. So one thing to know is I'm really excited to see their opening. It looked really good at warm-ups. They had some good twisting tosses. So I'm excited for that, get those tosses out of the way and then move on.
Yeah, Kayla Simon taking over the program in Montville, along with Samantha Weighing, and a smaller group of Indians than we've seen in the past. But the expectation is you're going to put in a lights out routine, and if you were excited by what you saw in the warm-ups, that bodes well for the degree of difficulty. Now, like I said, Griswold was the last Division III team. They put out a great performance. You're the last one. You're also one of the last 2 schools to perform, so you got to close this thing. Right now, the energy of the building has built and built and built. I had said earlier that I was excited about the energy of New London NFA Griswold. Well, forget about it. It's carried all the way through Fitch. We have continued to build the energy, so now Montville's got an opportunity to sort of build off of that and keep going with it.
They do, and it's nice to see that momentum continue to grow, especially in a long competition, right? And there's these breaks and pauses in between, so to keep that momentum going is great, and really excited to see Montville push through. So last team competing in D3 today.
And the judges are ready, which means Montville High School will take the mat. And Lancers are on deck to close it out in front of the home crowd.
Montville, you may begin now.
So those are the twisting tosses I had told you about that they opened with. So those were good. They hit well at warm-ups. They hit well on the mat here. We got some standing back handsprings into pike, into back handspring. Nice sequence there. And that jump to back handspring bumps up your score in the tumbling category.
Very nice.
Getting the jump sequence out of the way. Going into your partner stunt. So good job here with their scaled arabesque and full down. So being a smaller team means that you even need to work harder on your synchro with your partner stunts, because now it's just the 2 of you and you got to make sure your timing is perfect, and that's definitely something Montville's working on. Okay, good little cheer section there.
Crowd like that, they hit it.
Yeah, good job. Back walkovers, and they're going to go right back in. To arabesque, full down.
Very nice.
Now we're going to go into their running tumbling.
A good synchronicity there.
Yep, good synchro there.
Beautiful tumble.
And now here we go into their pyramid. Did not see their pyramid at warm-up.
Yeah, they're going to need to finish strong here now, too.
So nice, if you look in the middle, you got a nice single base co-ed stunt, even though you're not a co-ed team, so definitely showing some strength and agility. Inversion, and so she'll pop right up to a lip.
Well done.
And she switched up to a heel stretch. And now finish out with that dance. So now they can breathe. Go ahead and breathe, Montville. Hey, good job.
They're happy with themselves. Good routine for the Indians. So it's going to go to the judges, which is not the easiest thing to be a judge today.
No, it definitely is not.
Sports Doctor is going to have Jennifer Alarcon and Alana Chappelle as they're going to come over and see how they feel after what to us looked like a very strong Montville routine.
Casey, Alana, and Jennifer here. Alana, when you're out in front like that, when you're the lead, you're in front of the judges, how important is it for you to let them see your smile, your personality, and your style?
Because it sets an example for the team, and if they say me do it, they'll see everyone else do it, so.
Is it infectious? The rest of the teammates just kind of come on board?
Yeah.
You know, in a difficult routine like that, when you girls put so much into it all year long, it comes to about a minute and a half on the mat. What's the most important thing out there?
I think just being with the team and like showing what we can do, like show our hard work out and show like everyone we can do it.
Yeah, it's a group effort too. I'm sure that all you guys come up with the moves, you come up with the sequences, but talk about your coach, Kayla Simon.
I love her. she's a really, she's like my mentor. Like, I love her. She's really good.
Yeah. Montville in the house today. You guys rocked it, man. Feel good about yourselves. Casey?
Thank you, Sports Doctor. Well, we know you don't have to ask Lancer Nation to show up.
Right.
We have the defending Division II champions in front of the home crowd. The basketball players are all gathered together. Ryan O'Connell, Peyton Sutman, they are there in force. The East Line boys there as well, but it's Lancer Nation time in front of the home crowd. A big Waterford group. Kirsten, oh, wait a minute. Coach Bassett's healed from the flu. He's feeling better, but he looks like he lost some weight. He had the flu. He couldn't coach. He was down with the flu.
Wow.
Coach Kirsten Maskill, Nicole Kennedy, her assistant. Now, this is a big Waterford group. Now, is it an advantage to finish last?
So personally, I never like competing last because the kids are tired. I've been on them every half hour to stretch, keep your energy going. Talking to the coaches today, they are so happy to be last because they're closing out this competition at the end in their home field.
And it's right at the X. There's the crowd. The Tanucci's in the crowd cheering on Nina. But right in the middle of the section of Waterford cheerleaders is Ashley Birdsall. And we should make note because she is the state cheerleader of the year.
Yes.
I mean, what an honor that is. So she's representing Waterford. There's Ashley as the state cheerleader of the year. That's just a remarkable honor.
Yeah, no, that's quite a remarkable honor. And on top of that, there's 3 other team members that are all-state. So there's 4 all-state members on a team that's quite small. So this is the talent level that Waterford will bring today.
Well, we should expect big things from the Lancers. The Lancer cheering section is ready to just burst. You can see that they want to, flood this place with energy. And if you are Waterford, this is it.
Yep.
Time to bring the house down.
Yeah, and you can see that those girls, they're just ready. They're just like, come on, judges, finish up. We're ready to hit the mat.
That's the greatest swimmer in the ECC right there. She was our all-area swimmer of the year, Elena.
So lots of talent in Waterford for sure.
Waterford's got talent everywhere. Now, they're following New London and Bacon. New London, great energy. Bacon, a great routine. But I do think Division II wide open right now. Waterford's got a chance to really close this thing down.
They do. If they can just hit a clean and solid routine, make sure that they stick everything, they're going to be pulling out some really hard stunts today. You're going to see some high to lows. You're going to see a no-hand switch up, which I haven't seen any other team do today, so I'll try to point that out for you guys, explain to you what that is. The team is really proud of their pyramids, their tumbling skills, as they consider one of the strongest strengths. So D2 being wide open, if Waterford could hit this, they might be able to become defending champions.
Well, they did win an invitational last weekend, so they're cheering well right now. They're performing well. This has got to be the toughest part right here, right now. You're there. It's like when you're off in the wings dancing. It's right now though. You're there. All eyes are on you. And you're just waiting for the judges to say, let's go, get out there.
Yeah. So what's running through these kids' minds right now is, they're probably counting out the routine in their head, looking at that mat, marking where they need to be next. Don't let those smiles or those faces fool you. They're literally marking through that 2.5-minute routine while they wait and trying to get rid of those jitters. And this crowd is, look at them standing. They are just ready. They're ready for this. They're ready for this competition to be closed out, and they're ready to see Waterford hit that mat.
We are moments away. The judges were taking their time with the Montville scores, the Montville routine. Waterford basketball is in the house as well. Juliana Bonilla in the crowd.
Yeah, this is great. I love seeing other athletes come to these competitions and cheer on their cheerleading teams. It's fantastic to see.
All right, the home Lancers ready to take the mat as the final regular performer here in the 2019 ECC Cheerleading Championships.
So they just opened with cartwheel fulls, quite an elite stunt. Excuse me, tumble. And Waterford has strong tumbling skills, and they're just really going to continue to incorporate that, as you saw with their toe touch back handspring. Strong partner stunt right there.
Let's see what they got for their cheer.
Good use of floor. Nice. They did 4 jumps in their sequence. And right here is where you're going to see no-handed switch-ups. That means the flyers didn't push off their bases. The bases just like threw them up in the air. Okay. Good job, Waterford. Again, incorporating all that running tumbling that they have. They're just trying to max out that area because they know that they can. Go right here to fulls, 2 fulls.
That was amazing.
Go into their tosses, kick toss. And more partner stunts. They've really just this entire routine just continue with their partner stunts. So I think they've had a flyer in the air at all times almost, even when they were doing their cheer. So now we're gonna go into their pyramid. Kick over. I saw them last weekend where they placed first in the Invitational.
Right now, firing on all cylinders, which means that they could head into the dance feeling good about themselves. There's a little slip.
Yep, they just got to recover and just sell that dance and pretend like that didn't happen.
Well, that was part of it.
Yep.
What do you mean? That's exactly what we were supposed to do.
Well, it'll come off in the deduction, but I think everything else is pretty strong. That it's still great job. Anyone's game.
The final performance of the scored competition, the Waterford High School Lancers, the home crowd into it, and the Lancer girls feeling very good about their performance. The Sports Doctor has Nina Tanucci and Ashley Birdsall.
Wow, Casey, I'm telling you, Ashley out there for the final time. What an amazing performance. Bodies flying everywhere, the tumbling, the routines, you leading the charge out there. How did that performance go for you guys?
It was anything we imagined. We went out there and just did our hardest, and it's in the judges' hands now.
You know, when you talk about working together as a team and some of those tumbling routines and working together, you know, where do you get the energy from? Do you get it from your teammates? You get it from the student section, Lancer Nation?
Everything. We definitely get it within each other, cheering each other on, and definitely Lancer Nation. You know, the hype and everything really just cheers us up and pushes us to keep going.
Now, this has been the icing on the cake for you. This has been 4 years of cheering Connecticut Cheerleader of the Year in the state. Can you now just kind of enjoy it and look back at your journey and say, wow, we've done some good things here?
Absolutely. I can just look back and thank everyone who's helped me along the way and just enjoy it from now on.
What does it mean? What does it mean to represent Waterford High School today?
Everything. We love representing our town. We love supporting every single sport here. It's just great.
Great job, ladies. Casey?
Thank you, Sports Doctor. We've been cheering on a Tanucci at Waterford for about 40 years now. That's one of the premier sports families in Waterford, and Nina brought it, as well as the proud Birdsall, Ashley. And now it's on to the unified cheering. Griswold will be up first in what is one of the best performances we'll see today. The Griswold cheerleaders had a great job in Division II, and now their unified performance. Smiles, they're enjoying it because they already had a great routine earlier.
Exactly, it's a great execution by the Griswold team.
Nicely done.
Nice.
Well done, Griswold. The Griswold unified team, nice performance. And look at that, that says it all right there.
Oh yeah, it does. I love seeing that. Just love that team spirit. Definitely a lot of Wolverine pride.
Great job, unified performance for the ECC cheerleaders from Griswold. Up next, we are going to have the unified team from NFA, and then the unified team from Fitch will perform as well. And after that, we'll be on to the nerve-wracking, nail-biting we'll get some honorable mention awards, the ECC All-Stars, and then the championships will be announced. And I'm going to give my opinions. Of course, my opinion is worth less than a nickel because I don't know what I'm talking about. But I will give you what I thought from what I saw.
Yep.
And then you can, of course, have far more expertise than I do. But after NFA and Fitch give their performances, I'm going to give you who, if I was voting based on what on again my layman's terms, who I would award first and second place in each division.
Okay.
See how close.
Let's see how close you get.
See how good I am.
You
Like
should
I
be
said,
a pro by now. It's your second year, right?
I have very little.
Your pro status.
I hope you have less expectations of me than that. The big NFA unified team on the floor. NFA, of course, we've talked with Chris Staley, who is the unified coach of the year in Connecticut from NFA, and the unified cheerleading at NFA, big group.
We do, and they practice, I think, at least once or twice a week.
There it is. Crowd's getting in.
Love it.
The judges are clapping with them. Great job on the cheer. Now it's time for my favorite part. Time to get down.
Nice.
Crowd loves it.
It's a nice song to pick too.
Yes.
It's got good energy and nice and positive.
The song talks about jumping off the ground, and they jumped
They
right
jumped.
at that moment in
Yeah.
the song. So, I mean, that's nicely done. It's going to be one of the best days of my life. That's what the song says, and I'd say that fits.
I think so.
Nicely done, NFA, the Wildcats. And the crowd loves it. Great job, NFA.
Great job.
Crowd got into it. And let's see, we have one performance left. That'll be the Fitch Unified team, but a happy group of Wildcats coming off the mats right now. Well done, a co-ed unified team. And they brought it today in their chance to
There's Melissa.
in their chance to star in front of everybody today. And the final group will be the Fitch Unified team. Now let's talk, we got a minute here. So Peter keeps putting me on camera when I have my glasses on. Now you say these make me look smart.
You do. You look smart, Casey.
All right, so that's
you can keep them on.
At this point in my life, I'll go for anything positive.
All right,
well, so smart.
You'll take smart.
All right, so I'm going to do.
Don't
so in my
put them any lower.
Oh, is that what?
Then you look old.
Now you look old, right? And in 1920, no, we're going to go this way.
Yeah.
So Division I, I thought really three teams really stood out. Woodstock was solid. East Lyme was the first team to kind of set it.
Yep.
And then it really comes down to the NFA versus Fitch
It is.
dynamic.
I think it's going to be down to NFA and Fitch. Those are my calls. I don't know which way it's going to go. But, I mean, Casey, if it was up to you and you were the deciding factor.
You know, both the NFA and Fitch cheering sections were so into it.
Yep.
And it's such different squads. NFA had a lot of people. Fitch was smaller, but I thought the all-state performers from Fitch really stepped up.
Yep.
And I really got the impression that they were more aerial, dynamic. I'm talking about a hair difference.
It is.
I think you're going to see Fitch 1, NFA 2, but if it was NFA 1, Fitch 2, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I'm a razor-thin difference.
It is.
All right, the Fitch Falcon Unified cheerleading group right now. We're going to get up there.
Nice. Nice partner stunts. A nice cheer to the crowd.
Very nicely done. And now it's time to have a good time. The cheer, we're going to get a little dance, see what the cheer does. And everyone dance it out.
Here we go with the dance. It's a nice fast dance.
Challenging dance, and
It
they're
is.
doing a great job.
Good job. Good job with the Fitch Unified team.
Well done, Fitch Unified. And all the there's the best moment. The
Yes.
cheerleaders from all the schools on their feet in the back, everyone all the cheerleaders standing up right
Yep.
now for their unified teammates.
I love it. Even the judges gave that a standing ovation. It's nice.
So in Division 2,
Yes.
you know, I thought, Killingly ledgered with good routines. I thought New London took the first step up.
Yep.
I was very impressed with Bacon Academy. I
Yep.
thought they were really good. And then you finish with Waterford.
Right.
And I would say that I didn't think it was the crispest Waterford routine, but it still might have been enough because I thought it was the degree of difficulty
The
was
degree
so
of
high.
difficulty was really high, and I think they had a little bit more of a tumbling than New London did.
Yes.
So you can boost your score up there. I feel like the degree of difficulty in their partner stunts were similar with New London, but I think honestly with some of the high to lows and the no-handed switch-ups and things like that, Waterford could be above New London.
Yeah, no, I think I have Waterford as the winning team. Again, even though I don't think it was their crispest routine, there was a couple of missteps that I think they would like to clean up. I mean, I think if you asked Fitch and NFA, they'd say, no missteps, we nailed it. I think Bacon felt that way about their routine. But, again, the degree of difficulty for Waterford sets them apart. What'll be interesting to me is, does New London get second, or does Bacon Academy edge them for second?
Honestly,
I mean, it's very close.
and that's what's different in Casey. It's a little bit challenging. New rule sheets, new score sheets. So, what you and I see to the eye is not maybe what the judges are looking for in each category. So overall, we're looking at the routine. We're trying to tell the folks at home
That's right.
what we see. But really, it's up to these judges in each category. And when you add those numbers together, take out the deductions, take out the safety, it really could be anyone's game.
Right, and that's what I think is a great balance is, you know what you're looking at from a technical perspective. I'm the layperson.
Right.
I'm judging on obvious violations. So what I see are obvious violations, not the little ones that you might see. And I also don't know the points that can be accumulated in degree of difficulty. What I see is someone going up really high, or the multiple, the tumbling that looks hard, but the numbers in terms of they did this many jumps or they got this many people involved. And so I don't know those things. I think Griswold and Montville clearly were the top two in Division 3. Kudos to Putnam getting back out there. Kudos to Plainfield for attempting such a difficult routine. Kudos to Wheeler, right out the chute, going first.
Yeah,
and
they went
putting
first.
it out there. But I do think Griswold and Montville.
I definitely think it could be anyone's game in D3. Definitely probably Montville, definitely Griswold, and definitely Plainfield. Although, they might not have hit some of their routine, they really tried to bump up that difficulty, and so they'll still score higher in their difficulty, even though they might get some deductions taking off with the deduction judge. And that's where the challenge is, trying to understand what to see.
So let's take a moment right now to meet some of the cheerleaders and coaches from the 2019 ECC Cheerleading Championships.
When I was in 7th grade, I broke my back playing basketball. I went up for a charge and she went up for a layup, and we both fell, and her knee went into my back and ended up fracturing my L5 vertebrae.
We weren't real sure if she was ever going to cheer again because she broke her back and was in a wheelchair for 6 weeks. But as soon as she was cleared, she started tumbling that day. So she's fearless and crazy all at the same time. When she came back from that injury and she got back on the field and they opened a lane for her and she just tumbled the whole length of the football field. And she stood up and she looked at me and she said, "I'm back."
Having your mom be your coach is like a blessing and a curse, because there's always someone there to help you and someone always there to understand what you're doing.
Depends on the day, but I think for both of us it makes it extremely rewarding.
It gets difficult at times because when you're at home and something goes bad at practice, it's hard to separate between the two, but also you tend to understand what the other person's saying a lot better because you spend so much time with them.
I am very hard on her, harder than I am on anyone else, and they all kind of boost her up a little bit because they know that's going to happen, but she is an absolute ball of fire on the floor, so it takes a little bit to tame it, but we have a very strong connection, so it's a very rewarding experience to see her out on the floor and get to catch her when she falls and have all the pieces kind of come together for both of us.
We are sitting in the gym over there, and our coach kind of just told us that our week was going to be full of surprises because we have a lot to work for since this upcoming week is ECCs. And she said that the first 2 surprises that she was going to tell us was that we had not 1 but 2 all-state cheerleaders, and that was myself and Cam.
We haven't had an all-state athlete in 2 years, and we have a team of 10. So for 2 out of 10 to make all-state was an absolute blow you away moment.
It felt great, honestly, knowing that something I've worked for a really long time finally paid off. It felt great, and it made me feel like I was doing it for a reason. It felt like someone finally recognized the hard work that goes in to being in a gym 7 days a week.
1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, go!
Being athletic helps me with other sports that I do. I did track this year, and I qualified for states my first year for shot put, and I think it's because of lifting these girls. It's hard because of the practices or whatever. I did volleyball, and I was lucky enough to do volleyball with cheer.
The ladies in black, the team that you fear, 2019, your champions are here.
I am a graduate of Montville, so when I was in the school, we weren't allowed to participate in multiple sports in the same season. I had a bad feeling. I was I would rather you focus on the sport, and after seeing her go through fall and go through winter, I can definitely say that she most definitely puts her heart into what she's doing at that moment. So I know when she's at track practice, she's definitely participating in that sport 110% and giving it her all, and I know when she comes here, she gives it her 110%, and if she doesn't, I'm going to call her out on it.
Cheer helps with track, because last year I did track and I ran, and it helped me with my endurance and all, and just strength in general for my other sports that I do, volleyball. It's pretty difficult compared to the sports I've done throughout my years. You do get injuries. I got almost 2 black eyes this season. You got to push through it. You have a team, you have to go for it. You have a goal near the end after the 2 minutes, you perform. I just like being with the team and doing what we do. I like flipping and all that. I did gymnastics. It's sort of like gymnastics, but it just cheers overall. I just like it, cheering on the football guys, basketball and all that. Just fun.
The pressure knowing that you have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to define yourself for an entire year until the next time does bring a lot of pressure, but when you hit your routine and you hit it, it makes you feel like you're unstoppable, you know what you're doing. And being on a cheer team and being on any other sports team, it's difficult because you're with those people year round. You're with them the entire time, 7 days a week, and but also you get your family from that. And there's not one person that, there's not a bench, there's not a starting lineup. It's all of you all the time. And you have to pull your weight on your own, but you have to do it for your team as well. Because if you don't, then you're letting the whole team down, not just yourself. And with basketball, yeah, I guess if you miss a basket, the whole team doesn't get 2 points. But like at the same time in basketball, if you break your leg, you have your next person to come in. You have your backup point guard. With cheer, the whole routine is getting changed around because you don't really have your backups.
It's definitely encouraging, like I've been saying all season, mind over matter, that they can do this. There is a positive impact. They have a support squad like behind them. Most importantly, me and my assistant. We are there every practice. We're there 100% for them at all times. But really getting ready for Saturday, they need to have a positive attitude. In cheer, it's a big thing to, if you go in negative, you're going to have a negative outcome. And it's really instilling that in them, and not just for a team sport, it's encouraging them that in their entire life. And that's been my goal all along.
I am the only coach that can't stop. I can't say, wait a minute, time out, I need to regroup them and we need to start over. My time to coach them is at practice, and once that practice is over, we're done. They're out on the floor, they own the routine, and it's on them to do it. So it's a very different dynamic than any other sport. I can't talk to them while they're out there. They couldn't hear me if I tried. So it is a very, very different dynamic. It is a high pressure situation like anyone else feels going into the ECC tournament. But like you said, they have prepared for this for close to 6 months. And you know, they get their 2 minutes. They get their 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and they have to go out there and prove to the world that they're worthy of something wonderful. So it is, but it's amazing to watch it all unfold at the same time without you, you know, that you prepared them and they're ready to carry the torch on their own.
We are back, and there is the Waterford High School Lancer girls waiting to hear the results of today's performance. If you are just joining us, you are live at the 2019 ECC Cheerleading Championships live at Waterford High School. And we are going to do some awards. They're first going to acknowledge the unified cheerleaders from Fitch, Griswold, and NFA are going to come up and get their medals.
And Tiffany Monroe. This is again from Fitch. From Griswold, Lauren Frazier. And from NFA, Filori Alkias, Richard Contino, Victoria DeGiusti, Wendy Enslow, Angelina Garcia, Gerald Isam, and Crystal Patton. Come on up for your medals. All right, another big round of applause for these wonderful athletes today. Okay, next I would like to announce the 2018-2019 ECC Sportsmanship Awards. So for fall season Division I from NFA, Maria Perino. From winter, Todd Thomas. Again, Division I Fitch from fall, Giovanni Hill, and from winter, Cameron Dixon. Division I Woodstock, winter, Alina Mikulski. Yeah, and from East Lyme, from fall, Sydney Taylor, and winter, Maddie Macaulay Field. Sportsmanship for Division II for New London for the fall, Anya Boyd. And the winter, Mahogany Williams. For Killingly in the fall, Becca Walker, and for the winter, Mackenzie Chattel. From Ledyard, Mackenzie Peluso, and for the winter, Kylie Banami. I'm sorry if I'm trashing these names, I really am. You can yell out the correct pronunciation or yell at me at the table after, it's fine. Okay, from Waterford, from the fall, Riley, oh help me out. Yes, Riley, it's you. And from the winter, Jenna Maluk. Yes, yes. That's the job I don't like. Okay, from Bacon in the fall, Stephanie Walsh. And from the winter, Kylie Whitcomb. And from Stonington in the fall, Olivia Dumaine. And from the winter, Clara Sierra, go ahead, help me out. Torella. I'm starting to sweat. Okay. All right, so we're on to Division III. Okay, for Montville, Sportsmanship Award for the fall goes to Gwen Carter. And for the winter, Alana Chappelle. And from Plainfield for the fall, Abigail Gibson, and the winter, Ashley LaRue. From Griswold in the fall, Samantha Stuniski. And for the winter, Emily Schaefer. And for Putnam in the winter, Autumn Allard. And from Wheeler for the winter, oh, Gracie Anderson. Yay, Gracie. Okay. Okay, another round of applause for Sportsmanship Awards. Yay. Okay, so next up is the Scholastic Awards. All right, we're going to start with Division I, going down to Division II and Division III. So for Scholastic in the fall, Jordan Marquis. In the winter, Julia Florence. Oh, that's NFA. Yeah, that's NFA. Hi, NFA. Yay. Okay. So for Fitch, for fall, it's Madeline Cates, and for winter, Brittany Toussaint. Wonderful job of the national anthem. That's who sung the national anthem today. Okay, for Woodstock, for winter, it's Sarah Tuttle. And for East Lyme in the fall, Megan Anault. And in winter, Natalie Benoit. All right, moving on to Division II for New London. For Scholastic Award for the fall, Spencer Roman. And the winter, Anya Boyd. For Killingly in the fall, Avery Zanauskas. In the winter, Alyssa Elzy. And for Ledger for the fall, Althea McGibbon, and winter, Natalie Breverman. For Waterford for the fall, Sabrina Cohorn, and for the winter, Sabrina Cohorn. Chorn. Just Chorn. I added some vowels. I don't know why. All right, so for Bacon, in the fall, Joseph Ringat, and the winter, Morgan Merchant. And for the fall, Chloe Buck, and for the winter, Aiden Celico. Thank you. Okay, so for Division 3, moving on, for the Scholastic Award for the Montville for winter, Kara Edwards. Plainfield for the fall, Aliana. Yeah. And for the winter, Grace Fisher. For fall, Samantha Staniski. And for the winter, Samantha Staniski. For Putnam for the winter, Emma Rudman. And for Wheeler for winter, Valerie Knowles. Okay, round of applause for Scholastic Awards for Division 1, 2, and 3. Okay, next up, I'd like to announce the 2019 ECC All-Stars and honorable mentions, right. So just when I call your name, come forward to receive your award certificate and remain standing up front until everyone's been announced. Okay, so for Division 1, for honorable mention, Todd Thomas from Norwich Free Academy. Madeline Cates from Fitch. And Sarah Tuttle from Woodstock Academy. Okay, for our All-Stars, Brittany Toussaint from Fitch, Lauren Engel from Norwich Free Academy, Michaela Mayhaus from Norwich Free Academy, Amara Robinson from Fitch, Cameron Dixon from Fitch, and Talia Sweet from Norwich Free Academy. Okay, so next up for Division 2, for honorable mention for ECC All-Stars, Sophia Brownaccioni from Waterford. Joseph Ringwet from Bacon Academy. Stephanie Walsh from Bacon Academy. Aiden Celico from Stonington. And Shylin Rock from New London. Okay, so for All-Stars, ECCs, here we go. Emma Isabel from Ledyard. Jenna Caldarello from Waterford. Daisha Thomas from New London. Brianna Muckle from Waterford. Chloe Buck from Stonington. Anya Boyd from New London. Nina Tanucci from Waterford. Morgan Merchant from Bacon Academy. Ashley Birdsall from Waterford. And Destiny Parker from New London. Okay, everyone, nice round of applause from Division II. Honorable mention, All-Star ECCs. Okay, so on to Division III. Again, honorable mention goes to Mackenzie Ryan from Griswold. Grace Fisher from Plainfield. Kayla Gaughan from Montville. Okay, all right, on to All-Stars, here we go. Kaya Coleman from Griswold. Aliana Sosova from Plainfield. Marlana Loringer from Griswold. Ashley LaRue from Plainfield. Olivia Elliott from Wheeler. And Paige Schwartzel from Griswold. All right, another round of applause for these wonderful athletes. A quick reminder to the coaches that the score sheets will be available at the judges table after the winners are announced. But before I get to the winners, I'd like to take a moment to give out the Colby Souza Award. And I wanted to share with everyone that this award is chosen by the coaches that are here today. So it's a very special award. And it's about giving back spirit and wonderfulness. So this Colby Souza Award goes to Griswold High School. Okay, so last but not least, we will announce our winners today in this fashion. Second runner-up, first runner-up, and then the 2019 division champions. We will announce Division III first, followed by Division II, and then I. Lastly, this year we'll be announcing an overall winner of the ECC based on the team that receives the highest score overall. So without further ado, for the 2019 ECC Cheerleading Tournament, Division III, second runner-up goes to Griswold High School. Do they go up? All right, next. So Division III, first runner-up goes to Montville High School. And for Division III, the 2019 ECC Division Champions goes to Plainfield High School. Congratulations. Okay, so for 2019 ECC Cheerleading Division II, second runner-up is New London High School. The first runner-up spot goes to Killingly High School. And the 2019 ECC Division II champions goes to Waterford High School. Okay, moving on to Division I. So for Division I, second runner-up goes to East Lyme High School. Division I first runner-up goes to Fitch High School. Okay, in the 2019 ECC Division I champions goes to Norwich Free Academy. The overall 2019 ECC Cheerleading champions with a score of 82.25 goes to Norwich Free Academy. Thank you all for your wonderful sportsmanship and support.
All right, well, let's recap. There you have it. We'll start in Division III. Shows what I know. The Montville dynasty has come to an end. Panther pride, the Plainfield Panthers. We said that degree of difficulty might vault them, and it clearly did.
It did. The degree of difficulty definitely helped them. So Panthers came in second last year. They were in it to win it, and definitely was able to take home a championship tonight.
Griswold finished third, Montville second, Plainfield first.
Yep.
In Division II, a little bit of a surprise. The defending Division I champions, New London, come in third. The Killingly Redmen jump into the second spot. And no surprise, the Waterford Lancers defended their Division II championship.
Yep. Yeah, I know. It was, like we had been saying all along, D2 was definitely, we didn't know who was going to win. And Killingly taking that second spot, they definitely had a really nice, clean routine. It was great to see. And Waterford, I mean, what else can we say? That routine was fantastic.
And I think we knew Division I, we had it pretty much pegged.
Yeah.
East Lyme third, we were saying it was a nail biter. Fitch second, and NFA, the Division I champions, and then for this year they award overall champion with a score of 82.25. The NFA Wildcats, the overall, so the Division I winner actually won the whole thing.
Yeah, so overall grand champs, fantastic job by NFA. And with such a new program with only those coaches being there for 2 years, that program is only going to continue to grow. So fantastic job today. Fantastic job to all those athletes and coaches out there. And thanks to the parents, right, for bringing them to those practices and games and putting up with them.
Coach Melissa Gill, congratulations to you and your Wildcats. Congratulations to Coach Kirsten Maskill, the Division II champions at Waterford High School. And congratulations, Panther Pride. Congratulations to Coach Danielle LaRue for bringing a championship to Plainfield. What a day here at the ECC Cheerleading Championships. from all the schools, NFA, Fitch, Woodstock Academy, East Lyme, New London, Bacon Academy, Killingly, Ledyard, Waterford, Montville, Plainfield, Griswold, and Putnam. Special shout out to Putnam getting back into the championships. The unified teams of Fitch, Griswold, and NFA. It was quite a day. We'll enter what we call the Mr. G's post-game show, so it's the post-tournament show. The first thing we should make mention of is exactly what you said, which was how well run the event is, how good all of the teams and the parents and the kids. I mean, kudos to Waterford High School for putting together such a great event, and it was everything we expected it to be.
It was a fantastic event. Great showmanship, great athleticism, and great competition. I mean, right up to the end, you and I, we didn't know what the judges were going to decide, and clearly NFA, I had told you earlier in the day, their warm-ups, they had a great energy about them, and they really brought it on that competition mat today, winning overall champ. Yeah,
and NFA and Fitch, special thanks to both of them and Waterford for filling the crowd. Yeah, the energy was unbelievable.
It was absolutely unbelievable.
And
today.
as great as last year was, I think, they took it up another notch today with the crowd, and we here at Game Day can't say enough about the energy, excitement, and this was the day for the cheerleaders to perform. Now, they're not done.
No, they're not done. So they're going to be moving on. I know there's another competition, invitational competition next weekend, and then they're all moving on to states in 2 weeks. So it'll be interesting to see how the ECCs represent the states.
We will hope the NFA Wildcats, there they are, the overall champions, Division I champions here today. We on Game Day aren't done either. Now, we should make note, we just got word that the ECC Girls Basketball Championship appears to have been moved to Tuesday, February 19th. Some impending weather coming in on Wednesday, so that we are now looking at Tuesday the 19th for the ECC Girls Basketball Finals from NFA. Then February 23rd, the ECC Boys Basketball Semifinals, and then the Boys Basketball Final from the Mohegan Sun on February 26th. Melissa, thank you so much. We want to thank Melissa DuPont for bringing the expertise today.
Yes.
Certainly it's not me or the sports doctor. Your insight was invaluable. Overall final thoughts on what you saw today?
I was thoroughly impressed this year. I saw a lot of athleticism. I saw a lot of people trying to figure out ways to, with these new score sheets, how to maximize them. So I saw a lot of variety this year, a lot of unique skills and use of the mat in the routine. So it was nice to see that the ECCs were definitely a competitive edge. It's nice being able to see the teams neck and neck with each other and true competitiveness rather than just that one team that is just obviously is going to win it all. But it was definitely neck and neck in a lot of these divisions, and hopefully we'll continue to see this program grow within ECCs.
Well, for Melissa and the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, and Peter Wappy, and all of the crew, I want to say thank you all for joining us for the 2019 Cheerleading Championships. Time for tournament basketball moving forward. But as always, Game Day. So happy to bring you the best of Southeastern Connecticut and all of Connecticut sports. It has been a fabulous day at the Cheerleading Championships. Enjoy all the cheerleading winners, all the participants, all the families. Enjoy the moment. And we are saying good night, everybody.
Thank you.